Okay. Energies have shifted a lot since this morning, and this message is like, will not leave me alone to get out because it came to me earlier. And I wanted just to relay this, that something I wish I had done sooner is learn, and sometimes this takes time to learn, but like focus in on my strengths and also my weaknesses and the areas that I'm most vulnerable in, because those are the areas that you're going to be the most tested. I know for sure on our weaknesses. I haven't gotten insight or sat with on the strength side, but I imagine our strengths are tested as well, because I know for me, perseverance is one, and determination are two that I have, but those have been all those. Yeah. So I would say yes to both, because those have also been tested, because I have wanted to quit, and those loyalty, like those are the things that push me through. But those get tested as well, because you are going to want to give up sometimes. But learning your vulnerabilities, where you're vulnerable and where what your weaknesses are, it doesn't really help with the spiritual warfare aspect, but it does help you to at least create more awareness and be aware when those places are triggered, or when those places are tested. Like for me, I realized today that charm and people talking sweetly, or being nice, or being genuinely kind, but using that as a way to pull me in, that's a weakness of mine, that kind of Venusian energy. And it's not that charm is bad, but anytime we're using it with ill intention, or to get something from someone, that's manipulation. And it's like, when you're in that space, and you're in more of your lower chakras, you don't see manipulation and all of these things as bad. Even I don't know. I mean, of course it could be different for everyone, different people's perspectives, but like, because I mean, gossip, I just think there's so many things that I think of, like gossip is so normalized, and it's like, yeah, you're literally creating smear campaigns and spreading lies about people. And you don't become more aware of that and the implications of it until you start to become more sensitive and open and expand, because you take that on. So that's another thing that happens, is it's like, I can't remember what it was like before, because it's not like I didn't deal with people being rude or whatever, but when you're wearing a mask, or when you're people pleasing or fawning, you avoid a lot of that. You avoid a lot of the warfare, because you're playing the same game. So when you're standing in your truth and your authenticity, and you're not wearing a mask, and you're speaking truth to people, it pisses off the darkness. So then you're dealing with the backfire from that. So once you get to this place of like, you've been exhausted enough times, and you've dealt with like depression and whatever it is, you start to take it very serious, and you realize that it's like, this is so funny, because now I'm losing the message, and I feel like it gets wild. It really does. It really gets wild, because I wanted to give up on this too. And those are ways that you start to realize that that's the enemy trying to take you down. Because, okay, this was the other thing that came to me, is that it's like, all of the people around you are used, I was trying to think of a better word, are used as a vessel to test you. And so it's always going to be the people that are closest to you. We'll stop there with 2 ones on the bottom. It's always going to be the people closest to you that are going to test you the most, and it's going to be the hardest, because there's a familiarity there from people that were family or friends. And so it's easy to get reeled back in. I have 2 of the same cards we had this morning. I hope I shuffled it enough. But we had a bunch of other cards out here that were different from earlier. Okay, I'm getting squirrely, and I know that I just want to wrap it up. So at least if nothing else, you'll get that, hopefully get the part of the message about learning your strengths and weaknesses, because that will truly help you to create more awareness around that when those things are happening. We don't get to, okay, this is the last part about the message, is that there's no day, like, as I heard from someone else, that it's like the devil doesn't sleep. It's like there are no days off when it comes to this spiritual warfare, or like this journey, once you start to really step into it. And I do think that I do think that when you're really fully sovereign, you don't deal with warfare like this, and you've kind of cleared your karma in a way. Like, I remember that I've even experienced that when I was in college, and I was kind of doing my own thing and not needing other people. And I was very, like, that was probably the most sovereign I've ever been in my life. And I wasn't dealing with that, with a backlash from people or whatever. And I was grateful, but I wasn't practicing gratitude every day, for sure. And I wasn't taking the best care of myself that I could have and stuff. So it's like the warfare teaches us so many things about how to take care of ourselves and put ourselves first, and there's so much involved in that. So I know that there's a higher purpose to it. But it does get exhaustive. It's like you have to learn how to protect yourself, and you have to be careful about the things that you speak, which is hard for me, because I know that that's part of my journey, even though I've had battles with that too, of like, has everything I've done just been for nothing? Like, I've been through those spaces, and it's very scary and difficult, but I know that it's going to be helping somebody. And so sometimes that's enough to just keep you going until you manifest more of that life that is fulfilling to you. All right, so we have the 10 of Cups reversed, but then we have the 9 of Cups upright. And I spoke on this earlier, this is to me a very much like emotional contentment. But that's upright is a positive, that you're feeling emotionally fulfilled. Okay. I may have to cut this short because, yeah, I'm really losing it, but I'm going to try to wrap it up. So we have a gift coming in. We have the 6 of Cups. There's a reason to celebrate. 4 of Wands. It's Thanksgiving. So yes, I hope that you're celebrating with your family or whoever, that maybe there's always reason for gratitude, for sure. We have the 11 of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles reversed. So that's kind of, I think that as well for me, like that feeling of futility a little bit, of like, is this dream ever is the message I'm getting is like, is this dream ever gonna come true? Is this dream ever, is my vision ever gonna actualize in the physical? That's the message I'm getting from that. And I fully believe that it can. It's the divine timing part that's so hard, because we don't have any understanding of that. Like, other than just to have faith, like trust and faith. So know that if you're choosing the path with the Most High, and you're choosing to see truth and to take on the responsibility that comes with that, and all of the behind the scenes stuff that you have to do that nobody else sees, and that you get judged on still and hated for, that there will be rewards for that. It's just, it doesn't happen. A lot of times our mind, there's a lot of the letting go of the mind. There's a lot of the obsessive stuff about the mind that gets in our way. And also, it's like, I think there's something so beautiful and profound about being surprised, like letting go and seeing what the universe conjures for you. It's like, oh, it's almost like, it's that co-creation. It's like you kind of put your thoughts and your vision out there, let it go, and then the universe kind of like concocts it in a way that is actually what you need, or that is more than you could have imagined. Like, it's magic. It's magical. And I kind of think of like God is like Santa. Like, I always like, that's how I like to envision him, because it's like, or I guess that's more Saturn though, because Saturn's karma. I don't know, but because you know he'll bring you coal if you've been bad. But like I just like to think of that the way that the universe works is like in a magical way because it also just helps you get through some of these hard times. And like I know I spoke this earlier too, like it's just like not just using gratitude as a practice, but as a way of being really, really helps you through hard times because you realize how many little things throughout your day are little blessings, but it's easy to forget that. It's so hard to be grateful when things are hard. It's always going to be hard, but it doesn't mean that there's not a reason to celebrate. And we have the sun out here, so that's a really positive omen. That brighter days are coming and that the sun is still here and it's still shining, even on cloudy days like today. The Hermit reversed and the Two of Wands as a choice, or there's two options as well. That's another thing with that card. Yeah, we're definitely being pushed to move out of hermit mode, even though things have been intense. I would say don't worry about the things that you don't have control over, like the finances right now. I think we get caught up in our own heads that we think that money is like the way out. I get that a lot too. I'm like, if I just had more money, I could save up and take Teddy out. Like there's so many things that I want to do and all of that. And, you know, mostly just getting us to a better place. But it's like we've learned it through this, like how to be resourceful. And like nature is a thing that he and I both love and we both need. And it's like, there's so many things that don't cost money that are just as beautiful and as special. So it's easy to get caught in that mindset of like money is the only way to freedom, or like money is the only way that things are going to get better and stuff like that. But it's really like that emotional place that makes things better, because it's like whenever you can just come back to that calm and move from that place of contentment instead of having to have all these things outside of us, then because also I think that we end up creating more lessons for ourselves when we move from a place of desperation, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm definitely losing it now. So I'm almost at 13 minutes, so I'm gonna stop here. So I hope that touches somebody that needed it. Don't give up and remember your strengths, because that's your power. And we all have weaknesses too, but oh my gosh, I'm losing it, y'all. Okay, I really hope that helps somebody.